Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System. And I'm glad to be here each and every week. I do these lives that I call Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes for a couple of reasons. The first one is for you to be able to look at your business, your shop, very differently, from a different vantage, if you will, because most owners I know are so caught up in the day to day, the grind, like everything is happening all the time, that they don't get to take that step back and look at it from a 30,000-foot view. So 15 minutes a week is a great opportunity to do just that. The second reason is for you to be able to take one action item away each and every week. It doesn't take these massive changes to really make an impact on your business. It's small changes consistently that cause a ripple effect. So, a question I get commonly asked is, Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with single location auto shop owners. These are owners that are near and dear to me. I can relate to them. I've been a shop owner since 1999 myself. And like I said, a lot of times they'll come to me because they're at the point where they want to stop their business from consuming them. They've reached milestones, they had some successes, and now they say, I want to stop going 24/7. I really want to have a work and life, but not sacrifice my business to have my life. So that's where I come in and help. So if you find this valuable, please share it with another business owner, another auto shop owner that you know. There are so many good people in the industry. So let's get started. This week's topic is raise accountability, not your voice. And I have to say that I've been talking to many shop owners, and they say that they're frustrated at times. If you feel like you're the only one that cares, then this episode is definitely for you. So, what I want to share today is what poor accountability actually costs your shop, what happens. And the thing here is when you think about it, there's a lot to it than just you being frustrated. The cost of poor accountability is redoing work over again, right, at the expense of someone else, right? So now that person can become frustrated. Angry customers is another thing that costs you. Team resentment. They're frustrated because they're dealing with this. Missed goals and you doing everything. So think about it. Which one of those are affecting you in your shop? Or maybe it's more than one because there's layers to this. And the thing is if you're the one that's doing everything, it's a trap. It's hard to step away from your business. It's hard to get away as you need or as you want to. So a question to ask yourself is, are you frustrated at your team or at yourself for not leading them clearly? Because sometimes our frustration can be misdirected. And that's something that I really want you to think about. So, accountability is not about blaming people. We have to get out of that way of thinking. It's about protecting the business profit, and it's about protecting your peace as a business owner. And when you feel at peace, the whole shop is going to run better. So, today, what I really would like to share with you are the 3 P's for accountability. This is a framework. The first one is post the standard. Assume nothing. Post and repeat explanations clearly, expectations clearly. I want you to do this daily, weekly, whether it's in meetings, whether you're training a new person and you're onboarding them. Make sure that you are explaining things and setting expectations very, very clearly. And your systems and processes can really help you with this. So that's number one. Post the standard. Have this documented. It could be online. There's lots of software out there that can help you with this. The second is prevent. Prevent with early conversations. Small corrections early save big messes later. I've seen this happen over and over again. And you know what? I experienced it myself as an early shop owner years ago. Small corrections early save big messes later. There's a lot of things that you could actually say to somebody, hey, could we quickly review this invoice, this RO before it goes out? And it could save a big mess later on. Let's walk through it together. Very simple. Another one, the third P, is practice consistency. So be predictable. Be so predictable that your team knows what to expect from you. What gets ignored once will be ignored forever, because now it's like the rules are, vague, or they change all the time and the team can't trust that. So it depends on the weather. It depends on what day of the week. It depends on what kind of mood the owner's in. We don't want that kind. We don't want that kind of predictability. Like, there is none. It's basically, who knows what's going to happen. We want you to be predictable. Your team wants that, and they deserve it. Lead with respect. Firm does not mean forceful. It doesn't. You can be firm, you can be kind, and you can lead firmly. That doesn't mean that you have to be forceful. So the idea here is to upgrade your accountability mindset. Most shop owners confuse silence for keeping peace. You know what? I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to make waves. I hope it's going to go away, right? Let's just wait it out here. But what this actually does is cause more conflict, because no one knows where you stand. Try this. What result are we expecting here? Because this is now a teaching moment. People are collaborating and people are ending up on the same page. Lead like your best people are watching, because you know what? They are. They're always watching. And what you do and how you show up each day is going to either have them want to follow you and trust you, or it's going to do the exact opposite. So it's very important to be there for your team and to show up the same way every day. So there's 5 things here when we think about it. When you think about your team expectations, this is not a people problem. In most cases, what I see happening, it's a process or a leadership gap. It's not the people. So there is a better way to do this. Don't assume that common sense, the way you look at it, this is common sense, is common. A lot of times what it actually is common knowledge. It's common to you. Write it down, talk about it, revisit it often. We want to catch things early, right? We don't want to turn something into a big deal. You want to be the example, the model. Use curiosity over criticism. I love this one. It worked for me in corporate as well. Help me understand what happened here. Or I'm curious, how did you get to this point? What research did you do? Where did you find this information? So now you're asking for answers. You're talking. There's collaboration there. Again, most frustration that I see is misdirected. So every week, I like to leave you with a take action tip. So pick an area in your shop that's really frustrating for you and ask yourself, what standard have I set and where have I let it slide? Is there an expectation, a standard that you set in your shop, and are you sticking to it? Or is there a problem there? And then I also like to leave you with a pro thinking tip. If you want your team to treat their job like it matters, show them what matters without yelling, without raising your voice, because consistent communication, that value is so much better and it's so much louder than raising your voice and having your voice, the volume in your voice going up. That communication with consistency, the volume of that is so much better. And it'll mean so much more to your team. And think about today, all the challenges that people are having with finding team members. Be that shop that's different. Be that shop that stands out. So that's it for this week's Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. If you have any comments, type them in. Even if they're on the replay, that's fine. I will respond to every single one of them. So thanks for being here. And if you find this valuable, please share it with a shop owner. I know this is a very giving group. Have an enjoyable week.